Well, it's Friday already. A great time of the week, obviously, for all of us as we head into the weekend's racing. But first of all, Mike, we had a great week of racing just behind us. We had a number of runners. We had a win and a number of others that didn't get the victory. But I was really proud of their performances. I thought they had a few circumstances going against them, whether it was really wide gates or being held up at the wrong time, things like that. But I thought they performed really admirably, which was very pleasing and highlighted by the exciting 2-year-old Zoo Prince during the week at Warwick Farm.
Yeah, he was terrific, wasn't he? He was headed there halfway up the straight, but fought back and look, it's probably fair to say he's a little bit of a bludger at times, but
he'll do what he has to do, I guess.
Absolutely. So with the blinkers on, he didn't have sight of that eventual second horse, and once he got headed by it, he fought back and reeled it back in and got his nose in front there on the line. So got a nice future ahead of him.
Yeah, he's an exciting horse, very promising. So we'll look forward to his next start now, which hopefully will be just around the corner. And what about the news during the week too? Peter V'landys and his Racing New South Wales team, they had they were up there at Royal Ascot, and they had a special event there as well to make some big announcements in regards to racing in New South Wales and more prize money increases. In the form of, the Everest has gone from $15 million in prize money to an incredible $20 million this year, which is a huge 30% increase in 12 months. And then they rebranded another race on Everest Day with a big increase as well.
Yeah, the George Main Stakes, now the King Charles the
third?
Third, is he?
Stakes.
Correct. Yeah, so he's like a magician, isn't he, Peter V'landys? He keeps finding all of this money and throwing it the owner's way. So it's probably a good year to have a runner in the Everest.
Yeah, very much so. And indeed, right across the racing in New South Wales, there's clearly no better time to be racing a racehorse and doing so in New South Wales as well. The returns for owners has just been growing exponentially over the years, which is a great thing. Now, the week ahead, we're down at Kembla Grange tomorrow with a few runners down there. Kicking off with Cadale over 1400 with the Singing Irishman Robbie Dolan on board.
Yeah, will we see something similar to Zoo Prince, where he takes good improvement, Cadale, from his first run to his second run. On debut, only went down in the shadows of the post and in what was a terrific first up effort. And so looking forward to tomorrow's race, where I think he'll be hard to beat.
He should be right there.
Yep, and I don't want to give away a tip early though, but I think he'll be hard to beat.
Interesting. Okay, then we've also got two horses going toe to toe in what is probably their final qualifying race, if you like, towards the highways, with Dubai Showgirl and Nullify going toe to toe.
Yeah, good distance progression. This one, 1400. As you say, it's the third race of three that is needed to qualify them under their respective new trainers, and both aiming at the TAB highway races in town at the following start over 1500 metres. So, we'll watch them go around and hope they both run well and show that they're going to be up to the highway races probably about a fortnight later.
Yeah, I think so. Both of them have been progressing really well, just taking each step as required these last few runs. So, looking forward to that. Then on Monday, we're at Corowa. We've got good old Seiko returning to the races. He has been performing really well in his track work and coming to hand very nicely for Nick Olive.
Yeah, he's coming up well, isn't he? So, 1,000 metres. He's a big, strong horse now. He's fully matured, and hope he gets his preparation off to a strong start.
Red Hot Tip Time. Here we go.
Sorry, I just also add the record at Corowa was 1 from 1, so that's on his
100%.
side. Yeah, 100%.
Let's hope you can keep that record going.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Red Hot Tip Time. How'd you go last week?
You tell me, because I reckon you know.
No, I actually didn't check up on your tips, but
I didn't have any luck actually. I just fell out of the placings.
Yep, funny that.
How'd you go?
Yeah, I went all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm glad I did.
50% strike rate for me last week with Ekaterina getting up, which was very, very pleasing. But we've got to keep that rolling. And this week I'm looking to Rosehill. I'm back in Sydney. And we're going to go race 3 Resonator with Zach Lloyd on board. Right up in the weights, but using his claim of 1.5 kilos to get down to 60 kilos. I reckon he's a good winning chance there with Resonator, and then race 7, Faulkner Park, the stay there for Annabelle Neesham, and another apprentice, Dylan Gibbons, who's been doing a good job, and he's getting the weight down to 60 kilos. So a couple of big weights on those runners, but I think they're both in with a great chance, with Faulkner Park going for 5 wins on the trot.
Right. It's people would have noticed over recent weeks that we have picked a number of horses with apprentices on, because it is that time of year, isn't it, where they make hay, and some of the big boys are away, and girls as well, holidaying and whatnot, or up in the Sunshine State, competing up there. So it gives them their opportunity to shine. And I'm following you with Zach Lloyd there in race 5, Emperor. Looking for him to collect the win, and he gets that 1.5 kilos off, which I think could be the difference, 60.5 down to 59. Also a second tip. I gave you a clue later, didn't I?
Spread your eggs.
Or previously. Looking at Cadal there, down at Kembla Grange, race 3. Looking for a strong performance from him, so fingers crossed.
I didn't realise we're allowed to tip our own horses.
Oh, well, I'm definitely tipping him. So
well, I would have tipped Zoo Prince last week, but anyway.
Well, you're going to start doing a segment, aren't we, with retrospective tips?
We might do.
Might help.
Yes. All right. Well, have a great weekend, guys. We've actually we'll be back next week, and we're going to.
What about the question?
Have you got the question?
The question is a question about fillies and colts when we're selecting horses.
That's right.
Is there any difference in our approach to those two sexes? Conformation-wise, we'll look biomechanically. You're looking for the same sorts of things in both sexes. You're looking for that athlete, obviously. I guess one point is with the colts, you're trying to make sure they're not too heavy around the shoulder, because with the testosterone and that, they're only going to get heavier, and it's going to become a bigger problem down the track, which becomes a soundness problem potentially with the horses. In terms of their temperament, again with the colts, always a little bit wary of a hot-headed colt. Whereas a filly that shows a bit of attitude, it's something that I'm willing to forgive. It actually, I can find that appealing at times too in a filly. So,
well, Sunline certainly had a bit of attitude, and she could run all right. So there's a long list of those fillies and mares who do have a bit of attitude and perform particularly well on the track. But as you say, as for a colt, certainly not something you want, because they'll be getting the unkindest cut of all a lot quicker than otherwise if they've got that sort of attitude. Yeah,
and pedigree, I'm probably a little bit more forgiving with the colts pedigree. We've seen it with, plenty of stallions like Extreme Choice, Choisir. In fact, not even moderate pedigrees, weak pedigrees, I'd say.
Some of them have, yep.
And with the filly, I've just got one eye on the pedigree. I guess the case in point is that Hellbent filly out of Mead that we've got at the moment. Well related, because you've also got that consideration of the residual value at the end of the racing days.
Yeah, no, it's a big bonus, that's for sure. So as long as we've got a few of the right aspects there in the genetic mix, then happy days, and we just try and find the athlete from there, is I guess putting it all in a nutshell. All right, if you've got any other questions too, please continue to send them in, and we'll try and address them one by one as we go through the weekly wraps. But in the meantime, have a fantastic weekend with your family and friends, and fingers crossed for a bit of luck with those red hot tips.
Have a good weekend.